Hello, welcome, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. What's up? How are you? I appreciate you being here, stopping by. We're going to do a general reading today, cover some topics, cover some things. We're going to give you a little pat on the back for all the stuff that you're doing well on, see what you need to work on, see what's going on. So, let's just go right into it. I don't want to chit-chat for too long. First up, we're going to figure out how you're feeling. What's your current energy right now? All right, we got the Three of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. You're a little snappy right now, it feels like. Kind of discontent. It may be that you feel like all the stuff that you've been doing is kind of not even worth it. Very nihilistic. I've got a nihilistic feel from this right now. Usually nihilism is more of a pessimistic thing. Not a lot of people are fans of nihilistic optimism. But with the Queen of Swords energy here too, I feel like you're being a bit more critical than you typically are because of this place that you're in right now, this restless discontent energy that I'm picking up on. You're being critical in your thoughts and sometimes in your words too. They're a little bitey. Bitey is the word I think I'm looking for. People may be assuming that everything is fine with you right now, that you're clear-headed and everything is great, but there is a lot going on. It's very tumultuous beneath the surface, I feel like. You may be presenting very stoic and calm. Stoic isn't quite the word I'm trying to search for. It's a more masculine version of stoic because I'm picking up. Even this Queen of Swords feels masculine to me. Domineering isn't the right word either. Maybe intimidating. Maybe you are coming off as a little bit intimidating. But I think people are just picking up on how bristly you may be feeling. You don't feel very smoothed out. All right, let's figure out what you're doing well now. So first out came the Hierophant in reverse. And then to clarify that, there's the Ten of Cups and the Empress in reverse. So for what you're doing well, your masculine and feminine energy is definitely in cohesion with itself. But it seems like everything is still out of whack. So right now, you're out of whack. I don't think you're leaning one way towards being a little too masculine or a little too feminine. You really do have this balance between those two sides of yourself or even those aspects of your life. This is energetically, not with another person. This is just about you right now. This is just about you. And there's things about you that they're changing. Your core basic belief systems are changing. And they're changing because you're ready to allow yourself to be happy. You're ready to finally submit to this worthiness of this happy ending. In order to do that, though, you've really had to change around your expectations. What things look like right now is not what you expected them to look like at all. You're kind of blown away, but you're leaning into it. It's not deterring you. This looks like what you've done well is you've identified the shit in your life that really just wasn't serving you, these toxic aspects, these voices in your head holding you back that you've known your whole life. And you're just saying, fuck all of that. And you're going for what fills your cup up. And really just happy ending. I can't get the phrase happy ending out of my mind right now. That's what you're working on. That's what you're working towards. You're clearly defining what your happy ending is. And that is such an important part. So many people don't even know what their happy ending looks like. They don't know. If you say, what's your ideal situation? What is your happy ending? People will give you such a broad answer, or some of them don't even know. It seems like canned responses. It's like no one really takes the time to figure out exactly what that is supposed to look like. Because you've got to know where you're going. You can't be you can't be so attached to what this idea of a happy ending is that you become rigid bad, but you at least need to know what direction to start moving in. And once you start moving in that direction, you deal with shit as it comes. You roll with those punches. But if you're just standing still because you don't know what direction your happy ending is even in, so you're just gonna stand there until you fucking die, you're never gonna get anywhere. So you have started to actually go through the motions to get these things, to get what you want, to have this whole brand new perspective and belief system running your life that actually makes sense. Because whatever you were in before, whatever you thought that you had that you were latched onto, it didn't quite make all the sense. It didn't have all the pieces. If it was a puzzle, you almost got the puzzle done and found out there was a piece or two missing and it's gone and you can't find it. It's just not fucking there. But you got a new puzzle. You got a new puzzle and you're putting it together, and this one has all the pieces. Okay, so for what you need to work on, King of Pentacles, King of Swords, and the Lovers. So with the way that you're feeling right now, like we talked about earlier, with the discontentment, being harsh or critical towards other people, it feels like, or that's your gut instinct, you're not being very direct at the moment, but you definitely need to be direct. You need to focus your masculine energy inwards into yourself. I think I may have been a bit preemptive before when I said what you're doing well about your masculine and feminine being. I don't think I quite said that they're balanced, but they're really interacting well within each other, but they're both out of whack. I'm almost thinking that maybe, well, actually, no, that could be true. But you know what? Perfect balance of 50-50, the yin and the yang between the masculine and the feminine. You can't always be operating from that balanced place. You know, sometimes there's just circumstances in life where we need to draw in on our masculine traits, and there's sometimes circumstances in life where we really need to lean in on the feminine. But what the masters fucking do is really bring both of them into one another. Sometimes when you have to draw in on that feminine and you lean into that, it doesn't make your masculine cease to exist. It's just not, it's not its moment. It's not best suited for that. You've got a lot of masculine energy that you need to put towards something. You need to focus it somewhere, because look, you either usually focus it in on work or whoever you're connected to, but it needs to be in yourself. That sounds weird, and whenever things sound weird like that, I rarely know what it means, but hopefully it hits for somebody, because it doesn't make any fucking sense for me. Okay, I pulled a clarifier just for the three of these, and we got the Queen of Cups. While you're finding your own solid, stable foundation and really pushing yourself in your proper directions that you need to be going right now, just because your emotions aren't your driving force doesn't mean that you should forget that they're there. They are there, and they serve a humongous purpose. They're going to soften all of that harsher energy that you really need to harness, because masculine energy, if there's too much of it, if it's unbridled, if it's not balanced out well enough, then it's aggressive. It's a lot. It's harsh. It's a lot to deal with. Just like feminine energy, when that's too much, it's overbearing, it's suffocating, it's emotionally unstable, it's volatile in a similar way, just a totally different way. So make sure that you keep that so that you don't fall too far over into that aggressive energy that you really kind of need to be working on. This all feels like your stuff that's going on, what you need to work on, it's all internal stuff. Externally, I'm assuming you're totally fine. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of external shit coming up, especially not awful pay attention to me stuff by any means. There's strong energy here that you're okay, but there's a lot of inner turmoil going on. All of this stuff that's happening that you're struggling with right now is very beneath the surface. It would not shock me if there were either none or only a handful of people that knew that you were having a rough go of things right now. Now, for the external challenges that you may be going through right now, let's figure out what those are. Out came the Hermit, the Ace of Cups in reverse, and the Nine of Cups in reverse. So there's 2 9s here. That feels significant. There's 2 9s on the outside of this Ace of Cups. Something that you don't have, something new, something fresh is right in the middle of almosts on either end. And whatever these almosts are, you're gonna be a little butthurt about it. The Hermit is really about going inside of yourself. The Ace of Cups, feelings, it's your senses, it's your feelings. It's the core of it all. Aces are starts, the beginning, the essence of. Nine of Cups, having what you want in life, knowing that you can do whatever, have whatever, be whatever. It's your life. You're the creator of your own existence, reality, experience, whatever it is. You're in fucking charge. But something is... You don't feel in charge. You feel out of control, and your external challenges are going to have to be going in and finding out why, figuring out what's going on the inside that keeps causing you to not feel fulfilled when you have all the tools, you have all the means. You can be happy and have whatever you want and get whatever you want, do whatever you want, see whatever you want, whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't know. You can do it. You can have it. You can be it. You can think it. You can feel it. You are it. But you don't know where that is inside of yourself. So you're going to have to find it. Now that's an external challenge. So it's possible the Hermit is a little more literal. Maybe you're literally having to be alone to figure out these things that physically, for whatever reason, you are not surrounded by a person / people. And that's really, it's just fucking you up, man. You feel alone. That's the core of this all. You feel alone and you're sad, and it's really rocking your fucking socks off, man. You're in a shitty, pessimistic place because of this loneliness. I'm thinking about giving you a hug right now. You feel like you need a fucking hug, and I get that. I'm really bad at hugs most of the time. Like, even when I'm really sad, I love hugs and I want someone to just hug me and hold me, but I fucking can't accept hugs well, and I just die. But I still love them, and I want to give them to people too. Like, when I see people having a really hard time, I just want to hug them so fucking bad, but like, I can't. So I can send you a fucking energy hug, and I'm doing that right now because that's not too awkward for me. That's my type of hug right there. Loneliness can be hard sometimes, but it's totally not the end of the world. We just have to figure out how to get our perspective in the right place. You know, I'm telling a million stories today. I'm so sorry. I'm actually not sorry. Deal with it. I was out on my back porch today and I was journaling and I was working through some stuff. I was mulling over the topic of holding space and really just digging in and figuring out what it was, what I think it is, what it looks like, what it feels like, and just really unpacking that whole concept. And out of nowhere, this just sense of gratitude and amazingness and love and appreciation just washed over my whole body, and I got the tingles. And I looked up into the backyard where I was sitting. A red cardinal flew right by me, in front of me on the porch. And my whole heart swelled 14 sizes that day because I knew that that was a wink from the universe. And I was thinking about it. And I was just thinking about how fucking happy I was. And the Travis Tritt song, "It's a Great Day to Be Alive," came on. And I was closing my eyes and I was feeling the sunlight and everything was amazing. And as this is happening, the cardinal, I don't know if it's the same cardinal, it could be a different one. I am surrounded by cardinals right now. It perched up in the tree where I can see it. And there's this part in the song where he talks about loneliness. He talks about being lonely and it just being him in the shadow that fills the room. And like, fuck, I felt that. Oh, I felt it so hard. I've been doing a lot of shadow work and it kind of feels like you're being thrown into shadow work. Anyways, I digress. Sorry about that long non sequitur, but it's like, is kinda sequitur a word? It is now. All right, time for the internal challenges. We've got the Two of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Y'all, there is a lot of court card energy going on right now. It's all pairs too. That's what's interesting. So we've got 2 queens, 2 kings, and 2 pages. We don't have any knights. And we also don't have any wands in the court cards. So those are just interesting things. Internally, you're struggling with what feels like a choice. The Two of Cups is about partnership. And then we've got these 2 pages over here. So pages are usually messengers. They can also represent children. They are kind of the unevolved aspects of the suit of the elements. So swords, air, thoughts, actions. Pentacles, earth, stability, materialistic things. Cups, water, emotions, feelings. So this Two of Cups, you want to partner up, but it feels like you've got these messages coming in looking right at this want to pair up, this want for a partnership, and causing you to overthink about potential instability. You want to bring someone in. You're sick of feeling lonely. That loneliness that you feel that you're thrust into, you don't want to be there, but you just don't know how to fully do it. You don't know how to get everything, all of the creative components ready so that you can have this actual trusting, beautiful connection outside of yourself. It's almost like you're trying to better yourself specifically for some sort of union to happen. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's like you're focused on a partnership without directly focusing on a partnership. You know, if you look at the bigger picture and the things that reign supreme over connections with others, and you put shit into that, then in a perfect ideal world, that would foster all of the habitable conditions for this shit to grow in. It's like if a relationship with someone is a plant, and you plant that seed, you have to still have habitable soil and favorable watering conditions and all this other stuff. So if you're just focused on like, man, I hope this fucking seed grows, dude. If this seed don't grow, I'm gonna be pissed. But you're not watering your plant. You're not giving it the proper amount of sunlight that it needs. It's not in soil that's conducive to its growth. Then your plant won't grow. But if you don't even give a fuck about whether or not the plant grows, and you just focus on making sure that the soil is right, the water is right, the sunlight is right, and you focus on those bigger picture things, your plant's gonna grow. Everything's gonna be fine. So that's your internal struggle. Instead of looking at that stuff, you need to look at the bigger picture. What can you do to nurture these connections with people that is not directly involved with these people? It's the bigger picture, I wonder how many times I'm just going to say the bigger picture. I don't know. I repeat myself. Next up, we're going to look into any potential conflict or challenging situations that you may find yourself having to navigate through. Sometimes it's just easier to get through things when we know what's coming and what the energy behind it is. We've got the Page of Cups, the Ten of Wands in reverse, and the Knight of Swords in reverse. Well, we've officially got our first knight on the table, and this, of course, is for potential conflict. It feels like any conflict that you may have would be from you deciding that the only burdens that you have to bear are your own. You're likely the type of person who will definitely help others along the way, but right now, you need to be comfortable and secure and helping yourself there first. It's just like in the airplane, when the masks come down, you have to put your mask on before you put everybody else's on who you're in charge of. You have to take care of yourself first, because if you don't take care of yourself first, then you're not going to be able to take care of others. And if you value being able to properly take care of others, then that's going to be an uncomfortable message for you to have to swallow down, is that you need to put yourself first in order to put others first. That sounds like it doesn't make sense, but it does. Deal with it. It's the way I wanted to say it. It's the way I feel compelled to say it. That's what it is. It's, you have to be selfish to be selfless. It sounds like I'm just saying things now. I do want to get a quick clarifier for that. It's interesting because Sagittarius is one of the signs that I am least comfortable with the energy of and navigating through. And the court cards, especially pages and knights, especially those two, I'm still very uncomfortable with as far as reading tarot cards goes. I usually need clarifiers for them. So I just think it's interesting that, of course, like Sagittarius, you're being elusive as fuck for me. I don't know what I ever did to you, but it's fine. I'll deal with it. I'll process it. I'll move it along. Let's get a clarifier. Oh shit. Okay. Don't be afraid of the Tower coming out as the clarifier here. Tower moments happen all the time. The reason that the Tower comes down is because it was built in a shitty place to begin with. Pluto is retrograde, y'all. If there is stuff happening, going on in your life that is not actually serving you, that you are going out of your way to preserve when really you just need to fucking let it die. Here comes Pluto retrograde, okay? It's gonna go to shit. And if you hold on to it and you don't allow it to go to shit, whew, it's gonna be rough, okay? It's gonna be so rough. But you know it's coming because you're watching this video and you're evolved as fuck and you understand how energy works, right? Right. Find the magic in yourself. Find the hidden, unexpected beauty. When things are crumbling all around you and change feels crazy, because it always feels crazy, lean into it. Understand it. Find your value. Know that you are having an experience that will shape who you are. Whenever Tower moments happen, it completely reshapes who we are. Lean into that. It's as bad as you make it. Look, when change is happening, and you know it's coming and there's literally nothing that you can do, like those people coming out of the Tower, there is not shit that they can do. They have fallen out of the Tower. They are going down. You are going down. There is nothing that you can do about it. Accept it. Embrace it. Lean into it. All these punches that life is throwing at you, roll with them. Are they really punches? They don't have to be. Life is what you make it. Make it a dance if you have to. If you're sick of bobbing and weaving because of life's fists flying at your face, turn it into a dance. Choreograph your movements. When life goes this way, you go that way. Turn it into a beautiful, intricate series of motions flowing with each other. Flow with your life. Don't dig your heels into an outcome that probably wasn't going to be in your best interest anyways. All right, let's switch over to some oracle cards and get some general advice and figure out what the fuck, I guess. From the Queen of the Moon oracle deck, there's beauty, gratitude, and acceptance. It took me 18 actual years to stand those cards up, so the only reason I'm doing that instead of actually holding them like I usually do, I was painting yesterday, and not only is my nail polish chipped all to hell, but there's gray paint all over my fucking nails, so I'm just not dealing with it. But onto your cards. This is really lovely. The way to get through all of this is like we were talking about, to lean with the punches, but you have to find the beauty in things. There is always something past what it may seem. When you look at something and you see how beautiful it is, it can be the most mundane thing, and there's always more. The beauty card here, it's plants and flowers and butterflies, and it's nature turned into this beautiful feminine image. You can find that in life all over the place. You can find these everyday beautiful objects that are just so much more than meets the eye if you just sit for a moment and appreciate them. There's so much for you to appreciate. You also can really appreciate the connections that you have with people that may not be right there. Just because someone is not directly in front of you, directly in focus, right in your life, especially if it's maybe someone who's passed away or that you can't communicate with for whatever reason, or who's just not around your existence right now, they're still there and they still love you, and you still have every single experience and feeling and moment that is important to you that you will always have. And things just are what they are, and that's okay. They're fucking magical how they are. There's so much magic in the universe all around us. And when you just accept things for how they are and you don't try and change things and you just allow things to be, it's beautiful and it's magical and it's electrical and it's freeing and it's peaceful and it's just so goddamn fantastic. There's things that are gonna blow your fucking mind where you're like, wow, I never knew that was a thing. And it's just, it's fucking great, okay? Just make sure that you always understand that you're safe and provided for. That feels important too. Because of how lonely that the lonely space that you're in, just don't forget that you're not actually alone. I think I said something along those lines earlier that sounded batshit crazy about not actually being alone or alone. I don't know, but it's true. Just because you're alone, you're not really alone. Look, fish can't see water, but that doesn't mean that they're not in water, that every fish is not connected by that water, but they can't fucking see it. People, we can't see air. We can't see air just like fish can't see water. Let that sink in. Just because the fish can't see the water doesn't mean that they're not all connected to each other by the water. Just because we cannot see the air around us, but it's everywhere around us and it is connecting all of us. You are not ever alone. Not maybe physically, sure, but energetically and emotionally, no. You have connections and magic all around you that you can open your eyes and see. And from the Moonology Oracle deck, adjustments are required. Take time to breathe out. And what do you need to release? All of this reflection that you've been doing, figuring out why you're unhappy and feeling lonely, all those things that are causing that tumultuous turmoil inside of yourself, sit with it. If you haven't actually processed through it, go ahead and do that. Allow yourself to feel however it is that you feel and then release it. Let it go. Understand that it does not control you, that you don't have to continue operating your life based on these parameters that are no longer in your best interest. They may have before, but they don't now. And honestly, please, I don't care what you believe in, what you think, what you feel. Take time every day to intentionally, consciously breathe. Bring air into your body. Let it go. Let it get all the oxygen into your blood. Exhale. Let all that shit that is toxic for you out. If we only inhaled oxygen and we never exhaled the carbon dioxide, it is carbon dioxide, right? Then we would perish. It would be toxic. We could not survive that way. You need to breathe out the toxic shit that has just been staying stagnant in your life. Let it go. Open your heart up. Remember, we did our heart hug titty bump earlier. Open it back up so you can let the... Fear is such a ridiculous thing to go through. It holds us back from so much, and that's really sad. Your fear can only meet you halfway. It can't control you. It can't consume you. It only has as much power as you let it have. And honestly, most of the time, when we actually do the thing that we're afraid of doing, it's not nearly as bad. And it is so fucking good after. And you realize that it was so much worse sitting in that place of fear and standing still scared. That was so much shittier than after you conquered your fears and after you did the thing, after you put that shit down that you've been holding on to because you're afraid to let it go for whatever reason. It's okay. Now we're going to go ahead and wrap this up with a few cards from the Angels of Abundance Oracle deck. We've got Windfall of Abundance. An increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms, some of them unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. And we've also got Clean Energy Food. When you fuel your body with a healthful organic diet, you increase your energy levels and ability to focus. This automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas, and a higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. Good things are coming, guys. If you've kind of had a shitty relationship with food lately, if you're maybe not taking care of yourself because you're in this depressed state, cut that shit out. Fill your body up with good stuff. If you, for whatever reason, can't really eat healthy, make sure you're getting vitamins. Make sure you're drinking water. Added bonus, tell your water, thank you, I love you, you're doing a good job, I'm proud of you, or any other positive affirmations before you drink it, and it's fucking magical. You're welcome. Good things are coming though. Windfall of abundance. It's you putting in all of that work for so long on the seed. I'm on the seed metaphor again, in case you weren't up with me and hip with my quickly changing metaphor flops. Anyways, you've been doing that. You've been doing the watering. You got the good soil. You got the right mix of sunlight. It's coming. Your seeds are coming up. But for you, I feel like you're expecting one seed to pop through the surface, but for you, it's going to be a whole fucking crop of shit, okay? You're not even going to understand how it's possible, but it's a whole goddamn mess of good shit that is coming your way. Just focus on you and focus on the process. Don't look for external validation. Really go in and find it within yourself and get comfy with your solitude. Stop looking at your loneliness like it's the worst thing, because it's not. It's rough, sure, but it's only because you're not fully comfortable within yourself, which you can be. You're just in a slump right now. And you know what? There ain't shit wrong with being in a slump. We all go through them, and it is okay. All right, Sagittarius. I crack myself up sometimes. I need a bigger board because I don't have enough room for all the stupid shit I want to write on it. That's my reading. That's what I've got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. Let me know if it resonated. If you enjoy my reading style, subscribe if you're not already. Like the video because I love it when you do that. That's really all. And I will catch you later.